I'm not 100% sure I am prepared for this video. Hi everyone, my name's Chloe, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here today. Today's video is, it's going to be a difficult one. I have not done my research before this, so I don't know who originally did this video, but my particular version of it was inspired by Jem from Bookish Gems. I will link her video down below, and if I do find like the original creator of this, I will also link them. But basically, last year at some point, Jem did a video that was reread, rewrite, burn. So basically you pick 3 books, and from those you have to choose one of them that you are going to reread, one of them that you are going to rewrite, and one of them that you will burn and never read again. Now obviously, depending on what books come up for that can depend on how difficult it is. Jem made it a little bit more difficult by only putting in her favourite books, and I've decided to do that myself. So I have in here a list of some of my favourite books of all time. I have asked people like, what books do you associate with me, to try and like really make it the difficult ones, and where I'm going to pick 3 out at a time. I have 15 in total, so there's going to be 5 rounds of this, and I have to pick one that I will reread, stay exactly as it is, one that I will rewrite, no matter how subtle that difference is going to be, because we all know I'm going to try and stretch this as much as possible, and then there's going to be one that I have to burn, and that's the one that's going to be difficult. So I think there's not too much else to explain in this concept. It's pretty straightforward. Prepare to watch me struggle. So let's pick our first book, shall we? So we have got a newer favourite. I read this one last year. This is Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. This is coming up against, oh god, this is going to be difficult for somebody who's watching this video, Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. Why did I forget what Laini Taylor's name was then? And then last one, we have got Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. Okay, so this this is already pretty difficult, because like Six of Crows, I do feel like it stood the test of time. It's been one of my favourites for a while, but also like I have only read it once. Actually, one of these I've read twice, which is Strange the Dreamer, and one of them, the other 2 I've both only read once. Six of Crows, I do worry that because I read it quite a while ago, if I reread it now, would it hold up as well? But also, like, I do love, but also I'm like so much looking forward to Shadow and Bone season 2 coming out, purely because I want to see the crows again, because I love them as characters. But also like how this series, or like the Grishaverse, has gone afterwards, like it's like it's not quite as good as it has been, and like, so do I just burn this one so that we can like draw a line under it? I feel like I'm leaning towards burning Six of Crows. Like, I feel like it kind of has to happen. So now we choose between Strange the Dreamer and Song of Achilles as to which one we rewrite and which one we reread. Now I feel like I'm going to have to say that I will reread Strange the Dreamer because I love this book so much. And like, okay, so they both have sad parts to them. They both have sad bits towards the ending. But this one is a duology, so there is still more to come in this. So, you know, it might redeem itself. And Song of Achilles isn't. Song of Achilles I could just write and have like a little bit of a happier ending to it potentially, whereas Strange the Dreamer, I would just like to like live in that world more and just read Laini Taylor's writing. I'm not touching Laini Taylor's writing. So yeah, we've got our final thing. So we're going to reread Strange the Dreamer, we are going to rewrite Song of Achilles and just make it a bit happier, and then we're going to burn Six of Crows. I'm very, very sorry. It was easier than I thought it would be, but I feel like it's just going to get harder from here. So let's pick our next 3. So, first up we have got Nevernight by Joy Christoph. We have got, could not even read my own writing, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. Okay, so this is a bit more difficult. Again, I've got like one that's an older favourite that's like sentimental, but I'm just gonna say now, like, I can't burn Fangirl. Like, I've got too much sentiment attached to it. So we're gonna have to either burn Nevernight or Seven Husbands. I hate this. I hate this so much because I love both of these books. Okay. I feel like this is going to surprise people because I am literally like hosting a J. Christoph read along at the minute. So I feel like people will like think I'm going to keep Nevernight. But I go back and forth between whether or not Nevernight or Empire the Vampire is my favourite J. Christoph. And the way I'm thinking of it is if I burn Nevernight, I still have Empire of the Vampire to like reread if I want to. And like it has the same sort of like sense of humour, like it's definitely got the same sort of vibe to it. If I burnt Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, yes, there are other books that link onto it, like, but everything else she's released since basically is set within the same world, but nothing is the same as Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And I just love it so much, so I can't burn it. So I think I'm gonna have to burn Nevernight and then just, like I said, reread Empire of the Vampire instead, because that's not in this, because that's not in this selection. So I can just reread that one. See, I'm finding a way around it. So we're gonna burn Nevernight, and then we have to choose between these. I think I would probably reread Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, because I actually do want to reread it anyway. And then I would probably rewrite Fangirl, because Fangirl, like I said, has a lot of nostalgia tied to it, but I know it's not a perfect book. I know there are things that could be rewritten in it. And also, like, just in the spirit of Fangirl, like, Kath is a fanfic writer. So I feel like in the spirit of that, me rewriting it fits pretty well. I could do my own, like, fanfic version of Fangirl. I like that idea. So yeah, so we've got reread Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, rewrite Fangirl, and then burn Nevernight. I did not think I would be saying that in this video. Okay, let's pick 3 more. So we have got Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda. We keep getting like a YA nostalgia based one, don't we? Babel. Okay, oh god. I really hope there's something that comes up that I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna burn that one. Like, because History Is All You Left Me by Adam Silvera. Oh no. So like these 2 of these books very much go together and one of them doesn't. But it's so difficult because they are like the 2 of them have very much nostalgia tied things to them, and then one of them is Babel. Now, I'm just going to say now, I'm going to have to reread Babel, because I am not going to touch the writing of that, because I do not have, like, the intelligence to touch the writing of that. Like, there's so much intricacies, like, just to do with, like, the language side of it, for one thing, then I am not touching that. I am not rewriting that. So, and I'm not burning it. We all know this. So, Babel is going to be a reread, which means that one of these is getting burnt and one of these is getting rewritten. Now, I feel like, purely based on sort of the level of like comfort read that I have attached to these, like, I absolutely adore History Is All You Left Me. It's one of my favourite books. But again, there are other Adam Silvera books that I could reread that I do love almost as much. I feel like More Happy Than Not is my other one that I would choose to reread quite a lot. Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda, like, is a massive comfort read for me. Like, I know it's one that I could just pick up at any time and just feel happy about it. And I mean, I could burn it and then just have the film to watch, because the film is also fantastic. But I feel like I'm going to have to choose History Is All You Left Me to burn and Simon versus Homo sapiens agenda to rewrite. And I don't even know how I would rewrite it necessarily. Like, I should probably say what I would rewrite. Like, I've already, the other 2 I did, I gave reasons. With this one, like, I don't know. Maybe just like I don't know what I would change with this one, to be honest. Because that maybe just like add some of the bits from the film, because there are bits in the film that I really, really like. So maybe like do a mashup of the 2 and make it like so that it all kind of fits together, if that makes sense. But yeah, we are going to reread Babel, rewrite Simon vs Homo sapiens agenda, and then sadly we're going to burn History Is All You Left Me. I'm very sorry. Right, we've got 2 more rounds. I think I only did 15, unless I just can't count. But the first one we have here is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I've realised you can't actually see these a lot of the time when I'm holding up the camera, but they are right. We then have got Loveless by Alice Oseman. I'm just thinking of what's still left in here. Okay. Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. Again, I feel like I'm gonna go with something that's not necessarily the way that people would think I would go. because my instant thought for this is to reread Turtles All the Way Down, which is weird because I know that Turtles All the Way Down is not a perfect book at all. Like, the actual storyline of it, if that makes sense. Like, so when you read the synopsis of it, it makes it sound like it's about this like search for a missing billionaire and it's this mystery book. That is not what it is at all, and that part of the storyline could definitely change, so I could definitely say I'd rewrite it and rewrite that part of it. But the other part of it that is kind of what the book is actually about, which is about the main character Aza's struggle with OCD, I love how that is handled in this book so much that I don't want to rewrite it, because that part of it is what makes this book so special for me. And to be honest, I am again very much wanting to reread it at the minute, so I think I'm just going to choose to reread this one, which leaves us with Loveless and Addie LaRue for one to burn and one to rewrite. I've read each of these once. And again, I feel like I'm going to do the same cop-out I've done for both of them. Actually, I could do the same cop-out I've done for all the others with either of these, because there are other books by these authors that I love for both of them. So for Loveless, I do really, really love Radio Silence by Alice Oseman, and then obviously there's Heartstopper as well. And for Addie LaRue, there's plenty of other V. Schwab books that I love. But I feel like with Addie LaRue, it's so different from everything else that V. Schwab has written, and it is my favourite, and I really, really love it. And I feel like I'm gonna have to do the rewrite option for this, purely because again I could give it a slightly different ending just to make my heart a little bit happier when I read it. And then Loveless, sadly, I will have to burn. Like, not in a way that, like, I hope that other people can read it, but I had a nice time reading it. It's sad that I wouldn't be able to read it again. I mean, I'm saying this like I'm not actually planning on rereading it at some point, because it is again on my list of things I would reread. But yeah, if I couldn't reread it again, it wouldn't be the end of the world. And also I could just read Radio Silence, because that is another very, very good Alice Oseman book. So it's not like I don't still have their writing that I can enjoy. And also I'll just carry on and also I'll just carry on reading Heartstopper. Like, there's a reason why I didn't put that in this jar, because that would have made it too difficult. Right, we have the last one, so there's no point in saying I'll just get the 3 out. So we have got Under the Whispering Door, The Night Circus, and Red, White and Royal Blue. So straight away, we're just going to say I'm going to reread Red, White and Royal Blue, because we all know that I reread that on a regular basis anyway, so why not? Then we've got The Night Circus and Under the Whispering Door. One of them was one of my favourite books from last year. One of them was one of my favourite books from the year before. I enjoyed them both. I do love them both. Under the Whispering Door, again, on the same sort of thing. Like, there are other TJ Klune books that I could reread. Well, there is one TJ Klune book that I would like actively want to reread instead of this, which is House in the Cerulean Sea. The Night Circus is very different by from the Starless Sea, so I would not be rereading that in its place. But this one's actually easier for me than I think some of the other ones have been, because I feel like whilst I really, really loved Under the Whispering Door and it meant a lot to me as I read it, I don't know if it would have like the same impact on a reread necessarily. So I might say that I would burn this one, because I had great experience at the time, but I can happily sort of live with having had that experience and then not rereading it again. Whereas The Night Circus, I'm gonna say rewrite. Not necessarily to change anything. Like, there's nothing in particular that I want to change. I maybe just want to spend more time in this world. So I feel like it would just be, yeah, to explore a little bit more of it and just, yeah, spend more time in it. And I would try not to change too much to change the beautiful writing, because the writing is really, really beautiful. But I don't want to rewrite Red, White and Royal Blue, because I love that book so much. I mean, I could choose to rewrite this and then just make it longer and just be like, let's just add all the bonus chapters. But I love this, so I'm not going to. I'm going to reread Red, White and Royal Blue, rewrite The Night Circus, but literally just to spend more time in that world, and then sadly burn Under the Whispering Door. Okay. That wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. Like, gems seem to be a lot more of a struggle for. I don't know if I'm just like a bit more ruthless maybe, or if it's just that I don't know if they just happen to come up in orders where it was like less torture for me. What I will say though is if you would like to see me go through a little bit more pain with this type of video, I have a plan for this channel, which I've mentioned before, is obviously I'm doing more and more videos that are based on theatre. And one of the ways that I'm going to do that is to do some of the normal videos that I do that are bookish related and make them theatre related. So one of my first things I'm doing with that is taking some tag videos that are normally book tags and making them theatre tag videos. And the first one I'm going to do this with is this video. So this one should have gone up on a Saturday, and then 2 days after, on the Monday, we should have a version of this going up that I'm about to film that is theatre related. So I've taken my top 18 shows, because I couldn't narrow it down to 15, and I'm going to choose which one I would rewatch, which one I would rewrite, and which one I would say there is never a production of it again and I can never watch it or listen to it again. And I feel like that's going to be harder than the book one is. So if you would like to see that video, it's going to be on my channel on Monday. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff down below. Let me know if you would have had different opinions on some of the things that I picked today. But thank you guys for watching. I will see you on Monday with the theatre version of this video. Bye.